So the new project I'm starting on is sealing my crawl space vents. Uh, I had a new vapor barrier put down in my crawl space last year, and there's a lot of dirt and debris that comes in through these crawl space vents. I've got 19 of these vents around the house. I've done two. These two here I've already sealed with a sheet of 20 thousandths polycarbonate sheeting on the back, so they're totally sealed. The problem with this is my garage over here, so these are fake blind vents. There's nothing behind them except cinder block, and there's no gutters on these houses. They're designed to come down and hit this gutter down here, and the water drains that way. But problem is, heavy rains get a lot of water splashing up through that vent, and over the years, this is a 25-year-old house that we've been in 2 years. There's water intrusion on the inside of the garage from these two vents. So this is what the vent looks like when I pull it out. There's cinder block openings behind it. So I've decided to go ahead and seal this completely to keep the dirt and debris out of there. Now my house crawl space is in this part of the country. I've had people check it over the past 2 years. My termite guy checks it twice a year for the humidity. He's got a humidity meter. It's never been above 11% humidity. The homes I've had prior to this one have been further south where it's really humid, and I had to seal and put a dehumidifier in two houses there. So what I'm going to do with this house is seal the vents up, put a monitor, just a little wireless remote monitor in the crawl space that I can read with a remote unit in the inside of the house, and just kind of monitor. And if it does get over, I don't know what the cutoff point is, 15 or 20% humidity, then I'll go buy a dehumidifier and rig up a dehumidifier. But I don't think I'm going to need to do that. Yeah, so this is going to be a big project. It took, once I got the process down, it took 2 days to get these two done. So pulling them out is not that difficult. You just break the silicone seal around the outside, and they pop out. This side wasn't screwed into anything. There was some water I had to chip out on the sides to get them to pull out, but it wasn't that bad a job. And then all this silicone I had to pull out of there. So yeah, I'll show how I'm sealing. So this is the vent I just pulled out of there. I'm also painting them when I'm sealing up the back. Like I said, 25 years old. And they have these, some have screens on them, some don't. I got mice under my house this past winter. It was a really cold winter, and I went around and felt the backs of these. Some the netting's gone, and I think it doesn't take much for rodents to get through this netting, if they have a desire to get out of the cold. So this is what it looks like when it comes out. So I'll show what I do to seal these up in the back. So I carefully pull the screen off so I don't leave a lot of. The good thing is the staples that are holding the screen on are sunk below or recessed, driven below the surface of the vent. So I don't have to deal with countersinking those. They're already countersunk. It's just a matter of pulling it loose from the staples. Try not to leave a lot of loose threads behind. And then I'm going to go out and wash this. Yeah, so I was lucky to find this roll of polycarbonate sheet, 20,000 stick sheet, 3 feet. It's a 3 foot long roll. So I only have 4.5 inches of waste for each window. So I got plenty to do. 19 windows for I think it was like $250. So yeah, I was happy to find it. Whatever you want to do. Okay, first step is to cut my 20,000 Lexan polycarbonate sheet to size. So I got it marked 15.5 inches wide. This isn't precision work, so I think I can just eyeball along the line. The roofing knife, cardboard underneath so I don't cut up my workbench. This polycarbonate, Lexan, whatever you want to call it, is super tough, super durable. Should last forever. So this is the 20,000 stick sheet. Bought a roll of it. But yeah, that's what I'm going with. Okay, so now comes the tricky part to apply the polycarbonate sheeting to the back of the crawl space vent. I'm going to seal from the back side of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down to here. So the whole opening is going to be sealed. And then looking at the back side of it, I've just painted these. So this is the bottom is not open right in here. So that doesn't have to be sealed. So it's going to go from I've got my sealing sheet cut to cover from here, not all the way to the bottom, just the 1, 2, 3, 4, essentially 5 slats. So I'm going to use double stick tape across each of the back of these slats. The trick is going to be to get this thing to lay down flat, kind of get this double stick tape on, and then kind of roll it down and stick it without putting wrinkles in it. So this is the double stick tape I've decided on from Amazon. It's thin and it's supposedly very adhesive. AJ Sign World. AJ Sign World Best 3/4 inch, and this is quite a lot. It's 164 feet, and it was only like $10 a roll. So this is what I'm going to use. Once I get it stuck down with this, then I'll decide where to go from there. Okay, so I taped it. I just got it aligned and taped it temporarily till I get some of this tape down. So we shall see. There is a little step from the slat down to the slat up to the edge here, just super small. So I'm going to cut it right even with the end of the slats. do each one, and come back and peel the back off, and then stick it down. See what happens. All right, so I'm going to roll. As I peel the back off the double stick tape, I'm just going to fold it down slat by slat and see if I can get it wrinkle free. All right, take the back off. And try to get this thing seated. Flat, flat, flat. Go ahead, I'm gonna peel the backs off all these and roll it right down. So this tape is super thin. A little thinner than I expected. We'll see. All right. All right. Squashing it down with a putty knife. The first one, this is the third one I've done. The first two I used a caulkable polyurethane adhesive, and that was a mess. I ran a bead down the back of each slat, and then stuck it down. It was a real mess. Time consuming and messy. So after two of those, this is my version 2.0, and I think it's so far so good. All right, it looks like it went down nice and flat, which is was the goal. All right, so now I'm going to put some screws in it. Probably doesn't need it, but I'm going to just go around the edge. Yeah, that's on there good. So all right, so I'm going to go around and just mark where I'm going to strategically place screws. All right, so I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 13, 14, 15. I think that's overkill, but that's what I'm going to do. And when I'm done, it's going to be sealed. I mean, sealed. There's nothing going to get through this Lexan film. So, yeah, I'll be pleased with it. Now I'm going to pop some screws in there. I'm going to drill pilot holes. On the first two, you can drive a screw right through this, one of these little 1/2-inch stainless steel number 6 screws. I did just drive them right through the the Lexan film on the other one, but it pushes up a burr underneath on both the polycarbonate film, the Lexan film, and the vent itself, and kind of pushes the film up. So I'm drilling a small pilot hole first. Okay, so I'm going to drill a pilot hole for the screw, a 1/16 of an inch drill bit for the screw itself. It's probably an 1/8 inch screw, and then I'm going to do an 1/8 inch, just break it through the Lexan with an 1/8 inch drill bit, just again so it doesn't pucker up when I put the screw in. Okay, drilling 1/16 of an inch pilot holes for my screws. In the 1/8 inch hole, I'm just breaking through the Lexan. Again, just so it doesn't pucker up when the screw tightens down. I want the screw to press it down nice and flat. All right, put the screws in. I'm going to get these burrs out from underneath. There's some. All right, now we're going to put some of these number 6 1/2 inch screws in here. As soon as they seat, stop. Yeah, this is certainly, the materials are not expensive, but obviously labor intense, so my labor is free. If you got the time, don't want to spend a bunch of money. This, so far, looks like it's going to be a pretty good idea. Certainly going to keep out the dirt and debris from my got a new vapor barrier put down last year that's already getting crudted up, and it will keep out any unwanted rodents in the wintertime when we're trying to get inside to keep warm. And again, on my projects, I'm looking for a 25-year lifespan on anything I do. So this will definitely meet the 25-year criteria. So yeah, there it is. Beautiful. So there, yeah, there's nothing going to penetrate that. So there it is. Totally sealed. I'm really happy with that double stick tape. That was the bomb. So yeah, going to proceed with this process. Very pleased. Okay, we're all sealed up. Yeah, I'm real pleased with that. Nothing's getting through that. No water, no dirt, no rodents. And then once I get these in, I'll come around and silicone caulk around them.
All right, there it is, and silicone caulk all around it, and sealed for life. All right, so after doing 4 vents, I've got a process down on the first 2. I was messing around with different ideas, but these last 2 are what I want to do. So not real complicated, a lot of labor. Did 4, I got 10 more to do. So these are all the supplies that I've used. The polycarbonate film, $205 for a 46-foot roll on eBay. My paint, primer, and paint. Then my Sign World double stick tape. My number 6 by 1/2 inch long stainless steel screws. That's all the supplies. And then the tools. The only tool I used, razor knife to cut the silicone around the vent. And I did have to, I just took an old screwdriver and a hammer and had to chisel some of the mortar. There were chunks of mortar that I had to chisel out. And then this hacksaw blade, I just kind of ran around and looked for obstructions and then went in and chiseled it out. I did on the first 2, there were screws coming down. The top plate on the first 2 I did on the side of my garage is wood. So there were 2 screws which I didn't realize that were coming down through the top plate into the top of the crawl space vent. Maybe not even a quarter, maybe a 1/16 of an inch into the vent. Just enough that it would, let you drag it back and forth. I didn't realize that they were there until I finally wrestled the vent out, and then I took a hacksaw blade and cut. the ends of the nails out. The other vents, the other 2 vents on the brick side of my house, all brick. The top plate was just a steel plate. So the only thing holding the vent in is the silicone caulking. And the caulking on my windows was terrible. It was more, maybe 20% actually on the frame. The rest of it was just kind of on the brick, and looks like a blind person did the caulk job on this house 25 years ago. But yeah, that's it. Those are the tools and supplies, and just a lot of labor, not a lot of cost. But yeah, those are going to be sealed for good from anything, from water intrusion, dirt and debris, and varmints and bigger bugs. It'll stop a lot of crap from coming under my house. So then I'll put a humidity monitor under the house, one of these cheap ones, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks, and then monitor it over the summer and see if the humidity comes up after I have the vent sealed. I don't suspect it's going to come up much, but if it does, then I'll go buy a $500-600 dehumidifier and put under there myself. So instead of paying $5,000-7,000 to have someone do it, just sticking. I don't know how they would do it with the way my cinder block. I guess they just fill the holes in the cinder block and leave the vent open, which to me isn't a good idea. So yeah, I'm happy with this process. So that's all for this one. I will probably shoot another video when I do the final caulking around the vents, at least one, just to show how sealed it is when I'm finished. So that's it. Till next one. Peace out. I've got another probably 2 weeks working on this project. It's a slow process, wrestling those vents out. That's the hardest part. And then the caulking, I think, is going to be time consuming, not hard, but time consuming. So yeah, I'll be pleased with this one. So till next one. Peace out.